It is Wednesday the 15th of May 2013 and I am 5 weeks on testosterone. Although, if you want it marked another way, I'm actually 1 calendar month and 5 days on testosterone. So I'm 1 calendar month and 5 days on testosterone, or 5 weeks. I can't help it. OCD. Anybody with OCD out there, you understand. Whatever, let's go on to the topic of this week, which is 5 weeks on testosterone. Shh, Finn. Okay. Before I start, I want to apologise in advance if these are a bit noisy. I made the silly mistake of giving a ton of cardboard and tissue just before filming this video, which probably wasn't the best move. But a lot of people seem to like watching what goes on in the background. So, yeah, check out Teo and Pax on their cardboard munching session. Right, so 5 weeks on testosterone. Nothing majorly in terms of physical changes to report this week. More hair growth is happening. The little black hairs that are on my legs are continuing to grow. So the top half of my legs now is really catching up with the lower half. It's starting to kind of just like get to be one total hairy leg rather than just like little islands of hair. So that's pretty cool. And I'm continuing to get darker hairs on my arms. Some of them are really quite odd. They're just like one random really dark hair just sticking out. Quite peculiar. I think I am getting a few more on this fried tuck chin beard thing. But I think it's coming up in a wave because it's happening on the top of my legs more. I can't really tell with my lower half because my lower half of my leg was already really hairy anyway. So yeah, it's definitely coming up the top of my leg much hairier. I've got a little bit of a happy trail, had that anyway. That hasn't really changed, so skip that. But you know, guess what? I've got a hairy chest. I do not lie. I cannot believe this is happening. I'm devastated. Absolutely devastated, right? The other night, I was itchy in between my pecs. They don't often get scratched, they just get ignored, but I did kind of like just scratch in between my moves. And it just felt really bumpy. And I had to look in the mirror, and it looked like I had kind of like the starts of a few spots there, and I thought, oh, that's what it is. But then I was kind of feeling around, and I thought, that feels more than just like bumps. So I got the lamp out, and had a really kind of a good look, and it looks like tiny little blackheads, but it's not. There is loads of tiny little black hairs in between my moves and underneath them starting. I'm 5 weeks on testosterone. What's that all about? Seriously, I'm really quite impressed that I'm going to get a hairy chest. I'm going to be a bear. But could they have just waited until after I'd had my top surgery? As if I'm not dysphoric enough. Now I'm going to have hairy moves. But still, on the positive side, when I have top surgery, it looks like I'm going to get a nice bit of hair to cover the scars, which is always a bonus. So, yeah. Seriously, 5 weeks on T. I just cannot believe some of the stuff that's happening to me in just 5 weeks. It's crazy stuff. You having fun up there? Or watch this, he's going to start shoveling tissue upstairs. We can see it from there. Pack sheet just falls off. Oh, good boy. Anyway, yeah, so hair. Very hairy. Actually, talking about gerbils, right, they react to me slightly different now. I think it's a slight change in voice and smell. They're not quite as good as kind of like running onto my hand as they once were. I have to kind of grab them now. They're alright once I've grabbed them. But yeah, I think they've noticed the changes. I'm off on one this week. Right, so basically, my voice is still continuing to do its up and down really strange thing. It's definitely deepening and kind of getting more... more timbre to it. Somebody said that. More timbre. That's definitely what it is. More timbre. In my voice. And I love it. I've gone more insane this week. Oh my god, I am definitely losing my marbles more so than normal. I just keep forgetting stuff all the time. I have tea fog, it's ridiculous. Sex drive has kind of levelled out a little bit. And hair is just continuing. Right, okay, that's pretty much it. In terms of emotional, this week, I've had the biggest mood crash in the world. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I woke up Saturday morning, got out the wrong side of bed and fell into grumpy face. And I haven't come out since. I am just awful. I was an absolute arse all weekend and that, just really snappy, just looking for a fight really, which I'm never like that. I'm never ever like that. I get tetchy, but I'm usually able to kind of like calm myself down and be really kind of mature about it, say, no, I'm feeling a little bit tetchy, bloody blah. But this weekend I was just childish, grumpy and everything, and my moods just crashed through the floor. Absolutely crashed through the floor. I have absolutely zero motivation. All I want to do is hide under the duvet. I want to cry, but I've never been very good at that anyway. And I just want the world to stop, pee off, and go away, basically. Oh, God, never mind. This is kind of me anyway. I do tend to have kind of elevated mood, okay mood, and then a crash. It is part of my kind of mood disorder that this is what happens to me, and I was very aware on starting tea that I was going to have to watch how that might affect it. But I actually don't know whether this is my normal cycle or whether, or whether it's to do with the tea itself. Because a lot of guys I've spoken to have said that they do get mood crashes, especially in the beginning when the tea levels are getting normal. Now, I was due my menstruation on Monday. I had a menstruation straight after the first shot that lasted the 10 days and then stopped. I'm pretty regular, usually I'm anywhere between sort of 25 and 28 days. 28 days was up on Monday, still no sign of my man period, which I'm over the moon about, but I'm wondering whether my body is going through the normal kind of female cycle it would have done, but then testosterone is changing that so that the menstruation doesn't happen, and so there's a bit of a hormone battle going on inside, quite possibly, which is adding to the mood. Plus, I'm due a top-up jab a week today. Next Wednesday, I'm due a top-up jab, although I'm getting it done on the Thursday. So, I'm wondering if all of that's playing a part in it. So, I don't know. There's multi-layers to this mood. It could just be a normal Finn kind of like thing. It could be the testosterone. It could be the missing man period. I don't know. All I know is I want to strangle someone right now. But this too shall pass, as they say. Being serious for a minute, though. Try and be serious for a minute. I saw my counsellor today, just my regular counsellor. I'm not my gender counsellor. I see a counsellor at my doctor's, just to keep helping me with the anxiety and just a general kind of like trying to get myself back into normal day-to-day living with a view to get back to work, which is what I really, really want. And so I've been seeing her to help with the anxiety and just talking today that really my transition, quite rightly, has taken centre stage this last sort of 14, 15 months. It's had to. It's been all-consuming. And if you've been watching my videos at all, you know, I had a massive mood crash over Christmas. Up until Christmas, I was still very much challenging all my anxieties and kind of putting myself in situations to face stuff and what have you. But it all got a bit too much. Waiting to be seen at a gender clinic, waiting to start testosterone was just all too much. I had a massive mood crash, went back on antidepressants, and I've pretty much removed everything from my life at the moment. You know, there's no study, there's very little kind of social engagement. I stopped the volunteer work a lot just to concentrate on keeping myself well, keeping my head sane and balanced. And that's been okay, but it's now May, isn't it? Yes. So now is the time to start challenging things again. Now is the time to put my recovery back as the central part of my life. That means, you know, getting back into AA meetings regularly, getting back into my kind of faith practices, my meditation and that I've really let slip, getting back into kind of really working with my social anxiety and kind of starting to challenge stuff again. Because, you know, trans isn't all I'm about. Starting tea has been a big weight off my shoulders. Now I can just let my body do its normal thing and move into the man that I've always been, but move into that man physically. And I do still need to take it easy, I recognise that, but at the same time it's now time to kind of like step up a gear again with challenging the other stuff that goes on. So yeah, I had a really good chat with my counsellor about all that today, and need to start getting things moving. I'm back studying again in October, so I've got a few more months with a bit of space, so just to get things moving again really, because I am sick of these constant mood cycles and the needing to hide from the world that I do. It's my biggest coping mechanism, is just I shut off, I shut down, I stop replying to texts and emails and people and phones, and I shut myself away, and it's not healthy for me. as I've said many times, you know, I know tea is not going to be a magical elixir that's going to solve everything overnight. I've got a lot of issues to deal with, and being trans is just one of them. So I think this mood crash has been a little bit of a wake-up call to me that, okay, yes, it could just be about the tea, but it's also about the fact that I need to get back challenging some of this mood stuff and this anxiety stuff again. Because, you know, it'd be great to have a body that physically is as male as I am inside, but if I'm still stuck indoors having anxiety and panic attacks, it's not going to be very good, is it? I want to go off and show off my new man, you know, so time to challenge it, really, so yeah. Okay, there's a bit of a mad update this week. As you can see, my moods are all over the shop. But yeah, it'll be alright, it's all part of the process, it's all part of the process, it's part of being trans, it's part of healing, it's important, you know, you have to go through the darkness to come through to the light, and that's all worth it. It's all worth it. So yeah. Right, I shall leave it as that. Nat is going to do a video with me, but she's full of cold at the moment, so that's a bit behind sked. So she's going to do that at some point this week with me. But yeah. Hope everyone is well. I'm really sorry for everybody that I haven't responded to email-wise. I am on it. I've started doing a few today. Just bear with me while the grumpiness passes. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.